Let's talk about ORE, MFDS, MJDF, LDS Part 1 books. ORE is a Dental Overseas Registration Exam, which is conducted by the General Dental Council. MFDS, MJDF are diplomas, membership Royal College of Surgeons exams conducted by the England and Scotland respectively. This video no way represents GDC or Royal College of Surgeons take. It's just my personal journey through ORE. Part 1 and MFDS Part 1. This is, like I mentioned, this is a series of vlogs that I do plan to make in future regarding ORE, MFDS, and MJDF. Subscribe, share, and like this video. My channel is available on YouTube. So YouTube name is Saliha Sharif. It's my Instagram page. The books that I used for ORE Part 1, my vlog would be very helpful for those candidates who are actually in their final year BDS. They're planning to move to UK, those who are unsure about their future, people who are already in UK who are planning to give the ORE LDS exams or MFDS, MJDF, and they have planned their future in UK. People who are giving alternative exams to ORE like LDS, which is License in Dental Surgery, or similar exams. I did not do LDS personally, but it is a very similar exam. We can talk more in detail about ORE and LDS similarities and differences in the next vlogs if you do leave a comment in the video below. Those giving MJDF and MFDS Royal College of Surgeon diploma exams, we can discuss about the benefits of these exams as well in future if you wish, but today's video is mostly concentrating about the books that were used during my journey. Some people are based in their respective countries and they're unsure about their future. They are weighing the advantages, disadvantages, and risks, benefits involved in different situations in different countries, and this would benefit them as well. So basically, they know the time frame, and we'll discuss some of the things that would help them decide about dental exams in UK. So before I plunge into this deep, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Saliha Sharif, and I did my BDS from Pakistan, Lahore, which is the cultural hub of Pakistan. After I've done my BDS, I did my house job or my internship, or you can call it vocational training, and after doing that I did FCPS Part 1 and then cleared ORE Part 1 and MFDS Part 1 back in 2010. After giving that, I gave both ORE Part 2 and MFDS Part 2 in 2012, finished my VTE by 2013, and since then I've been practicing as a dentist in UK. 3 kids, and 10 years later, here I am telling you my story. Really, the books, notes, CDs, websites that I used to prepare ORE Part 1. ORE Part 1 has 2 parts, Basic Sciences and Clinical Dentistry. MFDS mostly concentrates on clinical dentistry. LDS is pretty similar to ORE, and if you want me to give you comparison between ORE and LDS in the next video, let me know in the comments below, and I shall make a video for that as well. So to pass ORE, you just need a 50% in both Part 1A and Part 1B. So it's about making a timetable. First of all, you need to estimate the time you wish to give the exam. I know it's basically a wish, and sometimes it's not granted. There's delay in exams. It could be a backlog due to COVID. It could be because of the travel restrictions, or it just could be your personal circumstances as well. So do check how you stand regarding your previous dental knowledge. When I gave my ORE Part 1, I was pretty current with the fellowship exams that I was giving Part 1, and therefore I was in tuned with the academic and the clinical aspect of the dentistry. Some friends that I know, they gave dental exams, ORE exams 12 years after that they gave dental exams, only because they came to England and they started a family and they kind of got involved with the family affairs, and then realized that they would want to venture back into dentistry. So it depends on individual circumstances. Like the time you can spend studying now, you need to prioritize obviously family, kids, job. Some people, when they come to England or they come to UK, they are doing nursing here. Or some people, I know some of the friends, they used to work behind the tills. You need to prioritize, you need to take out time from your personal life and figure out your priorities, and obviously take out time for ORE. Getting study partners or doing it alone, it's entirely your choice. I preferred study partners only because I study better with study partners. In fact, during ORE Part 1 and Part 2 journey, I think I had more than 15 study partners all along. For ORE Part 1, you can get away without study partners as well. Some of my friends just had me as a study partners, and some of the friends that I met in ORE Part 2 did not have any study partner. They used to go in the library and they used to sit down when their kids were at school. Some people are actually offering courses for ORE Part 1. I didn't do any course, and if I had to revisit my past, I wouldn't do any courses for ORE Part 1. This is just my personal opinion, and respecting everybody who is actually offering course. Obviously they are taking time out of their precious family life to offer that. It's just that for Part 2 I just did so many courses. I actually made up for the lack of courses that I did for ORE Part 1. In fact, I would actually say I probably did, like, I can't even count. It's like infinity number of courses I did for ORE Part 2. Do revision, EMQs, MCQs. I can't stress enough for this because EMQs and MCQs are extremely important. I used to sit down after the end of the day for 2 hours, let's say between 7 and 10, and I would do EMQs and MCQs online. Now, summarizing everything, I feel if you've got the previous knowledge and you can give time out of your family life, I think 6 months is a really good time frame to give your exam, considering you can study, let's say, 4 to 5 times a day for 4 to 8 hours a day, depending on your amount of concentration. Now, GDC provides a list for ORE reading books, which is a really good start. Easy to Google. You can just Google and find out. There's a full list available, and I would discuss it further in this video. The BDA website has a list of books as well, and you can check out some YouTube videos. In my time, there were no YouTube videos for ORE, but I've recently found out a lot of people are actually venturing into it, and they're basically discussing their the aspect of ORE, how they attempted the ORE exams. There are other YouTube videos that you need to see. Any kind of topic that you do, I would advise, if you find it hard, just go back to YouTube and try and fish out any kind of videos that support that particular topic, and that would really help you improve your knowledge and make it really stronger concept as well, conceptually. Right, so ask friends who have given the exam previously. You can ask for important topics. You can ask for the important books. You can ask them the time frame for giving. Use your old dental books from your BDS era, and you have already read through them. You've highlighted stuff. It's summary of things, books, CDs, websites, resources I used. Obviously, I used a lot of stuff, I would say, for ORE Part 1 and MFDS Part 1. The reason being, I was extremely dedicated, and I would say most of my friends actually did pretty basic stuff and got through as well. So I would say to you, this journey, I would tell you both ways. So I will tell you the way that I studied, but at the end of the day, I will say to you, you can do what you think is best. You can extract things out of my ORE journey and see what best suits you as well. So my undergraduate books, I bought them back from Pakistan, and I remember I had like a trunk of books that I carried in my plane. There were new books that I actually bought for ORE, but I bought them mostly from Pakistan. At that time, Amazon and this, other online resources I didn't really use to buy books that much. Library books I borrowed, asked my study partners as well. One of my cousins passed her exams and she gave me some of her books as well. Wikipedia and Google, I used to do that a lot. Anything where I would get stuck or anything that I'd find hard, I would instantly, Google it and find information. Any issues, and I'd just stop over and Google it. It's really easy and it's pretty convenient. Right. The British National Formulary, I love it. I still use it for ORE Part 1, and for Part 2 it's extremely essential to do it. I did a lot of CDs which were given to me by friends who were doing residency in USA. That had a lot of basic dental exam material which was given in a very simplified way. I also did some dental decks and BTE cards, and I got them from open sources, forshare.com. I don't know if they're still available or not, but it was really good. For some of the BDA advice sheets I did, and in the next vlog, I would like to mention the BDA advice sheets that I did. I will go more into detail of topics as well that I did. Today's video is more about discussion of the books that I used. There were YouTube open sources as well. Anything that you find difficult, just YouTube and check. It's pretty easy once you start following, the YouTube videos. There were several websites that were used. Some of my friends actually used some to revise MCQs and EMQs. We actually paid half and half, and then it kind of worked out a bit cheap as well. We used Dental Juice and Past Test, and I'd like to give a thorough review for both of them. There are advantages and disadvantages, and I wouldn't really recommend you jump straight into it. I personally think that actually you can get away without doing those websites as well. Right, so there were a few books that I found on Google Books, which were, example was a gateway to MDS, which was an open source. There were a few pages available, and you can actually go through it, and if you're free, just run through their MCQs. There were 1,000 questions which I found, and me and my friend, we used to do it at night before going to bed. We used to time each other and see who would do the fastest. And it kind of developed my speed as well. Feedbacks wise, obviously GDC does not allow feedbacks anymore, so the feedbacks will not be discussed in the video. Groups that I joined, nowadays it's basically more Facebook and WhatsApp. Back in my day, that was on Yahoo groups, on DJC, a dental journal group, and ORE mutual support. They're not there anymore. Some of my undergraduate books, I've written it down, like Anatomy, BT Churasia, Biochemistry, Oral Anatomy book, 10K, Embryology book, Keith Moore, Physiology book, Max Wax book, Contemporary, Oral Pathology book, dental material as well that I studied. Let's talk about GDC's reading list. The most important is actually the one at the last. I mean, they're all important to be honest, but the most that are most used are the ones at the end of it. So if I go down and down, so these ones at the end are the ones that are used a lot, which is the Master Dentistry, and then we've got volume 1 and volume 2. These ones are the ones that are used a lot. Then we've got Oxford Handbook of Clinical Dentistry. We've got, that's called the Pink Book, and we've got a blue book which is Applied Dental Science, and we've got another book called Churchill's Pocket Book of Clinical Dentistry. So they're all pretty important, and they are the ones that are used a lot, and they're used in combination with the other books. Now, this is copy paste of GDC book list. Now, so anatomy for dental students, I used BD Chirasia, but my friend didn't have BD Chirasia, so we ended up using Johnson Moore. We actually liked it. It was a good book. You can use whichever book you wish, BD Chirasia or Gray's Anatomy, as long as it does the job. For oral anatomy, I use Tenkate. For physiology, I ended up using Sharma and YouTube videos for better understanding. There was a lot of speculation about getting the physiology concept really up to the mark. And oral pathology and microbiology. For my microbiology, I used a really fun book and I really enjoyed reading it. For pharmacology, I use Lippincott. I also use the books mentioned here, Seymour. International Formulary, I still use it. In fact, I've got an app for it as well. It's an amazing resource, and definitely for ORE Part 1 and for Part 2. General Medicine, Medical Problems in Dentistry is the best book. Scully, I use it for ORE Part 1, for Part 2 several times, and I still love it. For Law and Ethics, I did mostly from the Pink Book and the Master Dentistry. Radiology, I did it from Eric Waits, and I use the PDF format. I'm not too sure if I would still recommend it. I actually like the paperback option better. Dental materials, McCabe, and I combine it with the Pink Book list. Continued again for preventive community dentistry, children's dentistry, orthodontics. I used Master Dentistry and Pink Book. Essential and dental caries, I did use it. Conservative dentistry, I did use it. Hardy's endodontics, I did use it. Medical emergencies, I love this website, and obviously for this website you need to use for Part 1. Oral medicine, I used Cossins, and you need a very in-depth knowledge for your exam. Oral and maxillofacial surgery, I used Contemporary Peterson book. For periodontology, restorative dentistry, missing teeth, I used Pink Book, Master Dentistry, and some of the open sources, which are available on Royal College website page. For prosthodontics, I actually use both of these books, which is a clinical guide to removable partial dentition design. In fact, this was a pretty good book for my ORE Part 2. And for edentulous, I used Davenport. Again, for ORE Part 2, I did a lot of reading through this. Primary dental care treatment integrated planning for ORE Part 2, I used that book. That's the end of the discussion. If you have any questions, do let me know. If you like the video, do give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, I would love to hear from you, and I would love to have a feedback as well. Take care. Bye-bye.